we do get discussion quite a lot from our prospects, our existing clients,
True.
like why us? Why choose Knightsbridge? And I think it's very imperative to. There's so many factors we need to consider, and I think
True.
number one that and is the most important factor is that are you properly licensed to carry out the activity that you are saying that you do. For example, immigration services. You know, in Dubai, the last few years you would see that it has a lot of activities, which includes immigration services, have become highly regulated. It means, for one, that onboarding has to be properly taken into account.
True. It's a good thing that you have highlighted that, Kim, because I think it's very important that everybody knows about this.
Yes.
To add to that, I think it's also a good reason to talk about the people that we have in Knightsbridge Group.
Yes.
These people are, I would say, not juniors. You know,
Yes.
these people have experiences. I would say 10 years and more, and they have processed and dealt with people, provided solutions, provided I would say very tailored ones
Yeah.
for these clients. So I guess these two things are very important factors
Yeah.
why people out there should choose us.
And also on top of that, Jem, it's good to note that on top of the experienced people that we have in-house, there are also, we have qualified lawyers
True.
in-house, we have qualified accountants
True. Yeah,
in-house, which, like really helps navigate through various options when it comes to facilitating a smooth application.
Yeah, because providing solution is not because you know about it. It
Exactly.
also requires you the professional study, right? So that's why we have lawyers
Yeah,
on board.
that's
We have
true.
accountants on boards, and obviously the advisors that we have
Yeah.
in our office. So it's I'm glad that we're talking about this because
Yeah.
people should be aware of the things that not a lot of people would know. So
That's true.
yeah.
I mean, some would argue that this is actually just rocket science,
Yeah.
which I don't think it is. Like, a lot of it involves technicalities. That's why it's a big factor that we do have experienced and totally qualified people on board to help you navigate through that. And it's just not, something you Google and it pops up.
True, and if you look at our website, you see the people that are in the business
Yes.
for a long time. You'd see Kim, you would see me on the website. You'll see all our I would say
The partners,
yes,
and the immigration lawyers.
true. So I'm
It adds up to the credibility, especially when it's being presented to the government, how your file is being presented to
True.
the government, This is something that we really take time curating, making sure that everything is on point before anything goes out of our inboxes.
yeah, and we also encourage people to come join or visit our office, right?
Exactly.
To see our beautiful.
We do have a beautiful office, by the way.
Yeah, so please, it's also important that you meet them face to face.
Yes.
And we don't shy away and like, okay, we're not going to meet you. We will be
Yeah.
there, meet
We actually
you.
encourage you
To come
yeah.
and meet the experts specifically on whatever options you would want to take.
It's not actually a one-size-fits-all type of investment that you do.
True.
There are several factors that you need to consider before actually looking at the price. It's one family or one investor would come to me and say, I want the cheapest and the quickest. But then again, we look at their nationality, where they
so
come
many
from,
factors.
the residents. Say, for example, they've had the visa refusals before. Then obviously the cheapest and the quickest will not be eligible. They will not be eligible for the cheapest and the quickest. So we turn to another program that might be a little
Suitable.
bit, yeah, it might be pricier, but this is going to be the suitable program for them.
True.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's the price should not be the primary focus. It is essential because
It
I mean,
is, yeah.
obviously you have to invest and put money on that, but it should not be the primary focus. The primary focus is if this particular company or firm that you're working with can actually give you or provide a successful case for you, are they gonna be able to help you getting the approval?
Yeah.
That's very important, right?
Of course.
I mean, you pay money now and then later on, after few months, you get an intent to
Intent to
deny
deny.
or a refusal,
Yeah.
which is scary.
It is.
In a sense, because it's not, again, you were saying that it's not a big amount of money. I mean, it's a big amount of money.
It is, yes.
It's not something that you just,
Yeah.
forget about. Well, we as a company, we are very focused on making sure that the cases are approved.
Yeah.
And we, we work on, we don't work on the, like find the problem later on. We actually have or see that potential
Yeah.
problem now, rather than looking at it in the later part.
Yeah.
So that's one of the I would say one of the best thing that we do for a case.
Okay, you were just talking about the price not being the primary focus. I agree with you 100% because what they are investing on is not just something that they are going to benefit from now. It's not just themselves that's going to benefit from it. It's their kids. It's the kids of
future
their kids,
generation. Yeah,
right? So the investment that they're making now is going to potentially make a very positive impact, a huge positive impact on the life of their kids and the kids of their kids, which is, I don't think you can put a price on that, right?
Yeah.
You actually talked about this in your last podcast, the benefits of securing another passport.
Yeah, the taxation benefits,
Yes.
the no tax on capital gains and no worldwide income. I think it's really important, Kim, to tell to people out there and to all the prospects and investors that you're taxed based on where you live, not on the passport that you're having.
Yes.
Yeah, or the nationality that you are in. For example, if you have a St. Lucia...
Unless you're American.
Unless you're American. I mean, people would know that. So, for example, if you have a St. Lucia passport, or you're one of the Caribbean passports, and you live or reside in Spain for, I guess, 6 months, and
Yes,
more than 6
183.
months. Yeah, so you will still be taxed in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of what passport you're having. So I think most of our clients who are here in a tax neutral jurisdiction like UAE would often, apply or acquire. I would like to apply for a second passport to these passports that are tax neutral.
So basically, the takeaway is that where an investor lives or an individual lives for 6 months, a year, or more will determine his or her tax obligation.
True. I mean, for clients and investors who are in the UAE, a tax-neutral jurisdiction would often, apply for the second passport or the Caribbean passport, which is also a tax-neutral jurisdiction. Well, this is where we also come in. We
Yes.
have tax advisors in our office that will help you, navigate these kind of questions that you have. And we have some blogs, I believe.
We do have
Yeah.
some blogs.
Yeah.
We also do have some podcasts that talk about this.
Sure. Okay.
We focus on the taxation in the UAE and how it impacts, I think, on your offshore investments. So watch out on that.
Yeah.
You know what, Jem, you have actually briefly touched upon about this topic in your previous podcast,
Yeah.
where you discuss about the legalities of having dual nationalities.
Yeah.
So I think it's really worth noting that all the Caribbean programs that offer second citizenship do allow dual nationals.
True.
So it's actually your original home country where you need to check, because there are countries that allow dual nationals, and there are countries that do not allow their citizens to hold another passport.
True. And one question that most of our prospects would ask is, do you have these kind of clients?
Yes.
And yes, we do.
We do.
Yes, we do. And obviously, what do they do after obtaining the second passport? What do they do is to either
Renounce. Yeah.
which is a pretty straightforward process, or
They choose to keep it.
yeah. And is it a criminal offense?
No, most likely not.
Yeah.
But
Basically,
is it a civil liability? Most probably
likely,
yes.
yeah.
There's
Yes.
probably like applicable fines
Yes.
that your country will apply to you for as long as you hold the second passport.
True.
But then it still allows you to keep both of the passports.
Yeah, so that's why it's very important to always speak to experts
Yeah.
and professionals like us and like the company, because they will actually help you and give you all these advice.
Yeah, and the caveats.
True.
based on your nationality.
True. True.
Of whether or not this dual nationality is actually
It's very
allowed.
common. I just had a call yesterday with one of our prospects, and he asked me the same question. So there you go. It's really important that you ask or you study your own. I
Yeah.
mean,
You do a lot of research. Yeah.
Exactly, and you know about a bit of regulations of your home country.
Yes.
It's very important.
I mean, it's really a concern, but I don't think it's something that we cannot navigate out of.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jem, for this
You're welcome.
wonderful time.
Thank you, Kim.